everybody, I am having an upbeat moment. I am waiting for my husband to arrive at the mill, but also my bestest friend, who I've known since I was 14, Derek, is coming to lunch. Now this is an extraordinary event. I've won awards for my cooking, but I don't like cooking. I'm not confident at cooking. So I'm going to make a fuss of Derek, who cooks for me all the time. Now, you may be wondering who Derek is. Well, when I was 14, I became his hair model. And my mother took me to his salon in Birmingham to cut my hair. And I came out with bright blue hair at the age of 14, pre-punk. And my mother didn't discover this till she tore the headscarf off my head 2 days later, and she screamed. So Derek is coming over for lunch with me and Robert and his best friend Jim, wonderful scriptwriter, who I believe I've done some of his scripts. Now, Robert is already late. Derek's not due for another 20 minutes. So let's see if my little sweetheart will arrive on time. Yes, he's on time.
Little lovey, well, what did you anticipate? You said come here at 1:45, and what's the time?
Well, I don't know, but I was expecting
1:45.
I've just been showing everyone around and telling them that Derek's coming to lunch.
Oh, wow.
So we're all ready to go. Are you coming in?
Of course I'm coming in.
Go on, in you go.
I bought a present for you too.
A present?
I bought a present for you too, which you might like to film.
Okay, well, do you want to go into the kitchen or?
I will in a moment. I'm just taking my shoes off.
I will stop invading your privacy. I do like invading his privacy.
Yes, I know you do, dear. Domination of the husband.
My library is almost finished.
Whoa.
It's so exciting. And my first short story is going to come out on Toyah YouTube on Valentine's Day. And at the moment I'm rocking out to Levitate. Don't wanna calm down. Don't wanna calm down. I've lost him. I found him.
I am having an upbeat moment with my little sweet-lipped wife here at the mill.
At the old mill. So how's your morning been?
Been very good, especially since I've been looking so much forward to coming out and having fun with you.
I'm looking forward to this. I don't cook often for guests. I'm not that confident at it. Even though our kitchen wall is covered in awards from my cooking.
And quite deservedly so.
But I'm really excited about today because there's just something about this kitchen that makes it much easier to prep a meal. There's just so much more space.
And there's an energy here.
There's a wonderful energy here. So you've brought something for the mill or for Derek?
Or for you.
Ooh.
All right, so this is Upbeat Moments, Robert's Upbeat Moments. Now, just last week I'll say that again, just last week, we may remember that the quality of a gift is that it remains in motion.
Yeah.
So I have a gift for my wife today.
A pen. I must learn how to write.
The pen is only an ancillary to this. I have bought my wife for the mill
A visitor's book. Oh my.
So that all T's chums that come here can sign in her visitor's book for the old mill.
Now, anyone who's ever visited our main home, Bridge House, no one leaves without signing a visitor's book. So, I mean, the most person in that visitor's book is Bill Reeflin. But this is it's just such a wonderful thing to have. Thank you.
Thank you, lovely.
Oh, that's amazing. I think you should be the first person in it.
Oh, well, we'll see. However, my own other upbeat moment is the quality and power of a good book.
Yeah.
Now, this is a recent biography, 2023, of Derek Parfit, an English moral philosopher who died in 2017.
That's such a contemporary picture.
This is 1982, Derek in 1982. Now, Professor Parfit so he could focus on his philosophy and important moral questions, only had one choice of clothing: grey trousers and a white shirt. So he had to put no thought at all.
So did he have multiple copies of the same outfit?
Yes. Now, in 2012, I believe it was, just after the publication of the first volume of Professor Parfit's, I suppose, magnum opus. Here we go, just let me see.
So what are those pictures? Was he an artist?
Yes, his hobby was Derek Parfit's hobby, he only had one, was taking photos of Venice, St. Petersburg, and I believe Oxford. But anyway, you have to step in.
Wow.
So,
I'm just putting the garlic bread on.
all right, and I will keep rattling while you do
keep
that.
rattling on.
So here we are. Here, the 3 volumes of the masterwork. And let me just slip on my spectacles so I can see them too.
Take your time.
Good. On What Matters. And I was reading On What Matters, Volume 1, to inform my thinking on consensual acts and coercive acts. And this was because in much of my professional life, I have asked the good audience, please refrain from photos, videoing and recording of concerts. And mostly, for most of my professional life, this was ignored. And in order to establish what it was that was most disturbing me about this, I came to, with the aid of Professor Parfit, this conclusion that primarily the act is non-consensual, and any non-consensual act offers violence. Anyway, enough of this. The upbeat moment, the power of a good book.
Good, I'm pleased. Now, I'm just going to tell a quick story. When we bought the old mill, for about 25 odd years, probably 30 years, we've been travelling some paintings with us from address to address. So I hired a resident artist when we lived at Reddish House. That was in Salisbury. Wonderful artist, Jeremy Phillips.
Yes.
And these paintings then went to France when I lived in Menton. They're now in the old mill. So bearing in mind that the old mill is surrounded by water, it's sometimes under water, look at Jeremy Phillips' paintings. These are of our garden in Salisbury, but now it's as if he had a premonition of where they were going to end up in their forever home. And it excites me so much that it is literally as if he looked into the future. And that's one of my upbeat moments. I absolutely love that. Everybody, something's coming on Valentine's Day that is very, very me. It's called Toyah's World of Weird. And I love writing short stories, and we're going to start to broadcast them. And there will be a vintage Sunday lunch tomorrow, and I'm in Hull for most of the week rehearsing, but we send you all our love, and we'll see you soon.
From Robert.
And me.